Hello student, in our last video we have discussed about sun structure and the characteristics of sun, and we have started the another point, that is the solar constant. And we know that what do you mean by the solar constant? The solar constant is defined as the total energy emitted from the sun per unit time on the surface of unit area kept perpendicular to the radiation in a space and which is the just outside the earth atmosphere when the earth is at its mean distance from the sun. This is the definition of the solar constant which we have discussed in our last video, and the recent measurement of the solar constant is very useful to calculate the value of solar constant, and which is nearly about the 1353 watt per meter square, and there is an uncertainty in that value, and which is the plus minus 1%, so that this is the value which will be calculated with the help of derivation, that is a theoretical derivation, and which is practically also calculated. So we will see the derivation so that we will get the value of solar constant. Now we know that the sun is the black body, that means it emits radiation in all direction, that is the sun is the spherical body and which emits radiation in all direction, and the area where the radiation emits is a increasing spherical area, that is the area of that spherical region is increasing as we go away from the center of the sun, so that there is a increasing spherical area in that sun emits radiation, and we have to calculate the intensity of that radiation which emitted by the sun, and which that radiation sustains an angle of 32 minutes at the earth surface, that is the angle subtended by the sun radiation to the earth's surface, and which is the 32 minutes. Now we will see the derivation of solar constant. As we consider the sun is the black body, so it obeys the Stefan-Boltzmann law. We know that the Stefan-Boltzmann law is given by Hs equal to sigma T raised to 4, where H is the solar radiation intensity. And T is the capital T is the temperature of the sun. That means the solar radiation intensity is directly proportional to the fourth power of the temperature, and where sigma is the Stefan-Boltzmann constant, and the value of sigma is 5.670 into 10 to the power minus 8 watt per meter square Kelvin raised to 4. This is the value of Stefan constant, and this law gives us the solar intensity leaving the surface of the sun. Now we know the value of temperature, where T is the temperature of the sun and which is the average temperature which measure on the surface of the earth, so that after substituting the value of sigma and T we will get the value of Hs, that is the solar radiation intensity. So we substitute the value of sigma is a 5.670 into 10 to the power minus 8 into the temperature of the sun. We know that, as we discussed in our previous video, the temperature of the sun is the 5762 Kelvin. Now substitute the value of this temperature here, so we get into 5762 Kelvin raised to 4. After calculation we will get the value of solar radiation intensity, and which is the 5.961 into 10 to the power 7 watt per meter square. This is the solar radiation intensity which leaving the surface of the sun. This is the equation number 1. Now we know that sun is the spherical body and which is the black body, so it emits radiation in all direction. Now we have to calculate the total power emitted from the sun, which is obtained by multiplying the equation 1 by the surface area of the sun. So we will get the total radiant power emitted by the sun. So multiply by equation 1 by the surface area of the sun. The surface area of the sun is given by surface area of the sun is given by 4 pi r square, because we consider the sun as a spherical body. So this is the surface area of the sun. That means where r is the radius of the sun. Now multiplying by equation 1, we will get Hs equal to 5.961 into 10 to the power 7 into 4 pi r square, where r is the radius of the sun and we have the standard value of the radius of the sun, which is the r is equal to 6.96 into 10 to the power 8 meter. After substituting the value of radius of the sun, we will get the value, that is the total power, this is the P, which is the total power emitted by the sun, that is the radiant power. Therefore P is equal to 5.961 into 10 to the power 7 into 4 into 3.14, that is the value of pi, into the radius of the sun, which is the 6.96 into 10 to the power 8 square. After doing the calculation, we will get the total radiant power, and which is the P is equal to 3.630 into 10 to the power 26 watt. This is the total radiant power emitted by the sun. This is the equation number 2. Now this is the total radiant power emitted by the sun, and this is the solar radiation intensity leaving the surface of the sun. Now this is the total, that means we have to multiply by surface area of the sun. Now you know, as we go away from the center of the sun, there is a power is spread over a spherical surface of increasing area. That means we can say that the intensity is inversely proportional to the square of the distance, that is I is inversely proportional to 1 by r square. As we go from the center of the sun, the intensity decreases, that is which is inversely proportional to the square of the distance, and the mean distance between the sun and earth, which is known as we discussed also in a previous video, that is the small r. And we know that again at a particular distance r, the area of particular distance at the particular distance, which we consider 4 pi r square. Suppose we take one point which is at a distance r from the center of the sun, and where the area is the surface area is the 4 pi r square. When we take the surface area of the sun, we take the radius of the sun instead of taking this distance, but we consider now the surface area at a distance r, so that the surface area is the 4 pi r square. Now we have to calculate the radiant flux crossing through this surface, that is the 4 pi r square. So we have to divide the total radiant power by 4 pi r square. So we will get, and we know that the mean average distance between the earth and sun, which is the 1.5 into 10 to the power 8 kilometer plus minus 1.7 in percent, that is there is an uncertainty of 1.7%. That is the variation in the value, that is plus or minus 1.7. This is the sun earth relationship diagram. Now this is also known as the angular angular divergence. This angle is also known as the angular divergence, which will be calculated after the derivation. Now we get the equation number 2, that is the total radiant power emitted by the sun, and after that we have to find the total radiant flux which crossing the surface area, that is the 4 pi r square, which is at a particular distance r from the center of the sun. Now the the radiant flux through the surface 4 pi r square is given by that is, suppose we take H0, which is equal to P divided by 4 pi r square. This is the total radiant power which is emitted by the sun, and we have to calculate the radiant flux through the surface 4 pi r square. So we divided that surface area to the total radiant power, then we will get the radiant flux, which is the H0, and therefore H0 is equal to P divided by 4 pi r square, and where r is the mean distance between the earth and sun, which is the mean distance between the earth and sun. Now we know that the value of P, which is P is equal to, from equation 2, which is P equal to H into 4 pi r square, not calculated value but the formula for the P. Now after substituting the P in equation 3, this is the equation 3, we will get H0 is equal to P is the H into 4 pi r square divided by 4 pi r square. 4 pi get cancelled, then we will get H into capital R square divided by small r square. This is the H0, that is H0 is equal to H r square divided by small r square, which is the equation number 4. Now this is the radiant flux crossing the surface area, which is the 4 pi r square, that is the, which is at a distance r. So this is the radiant flux. Now we know that the earth distance from the sun varies throughout the year, that means continuously changes throughout the year, that is the distance between the sun and earth, and the total flux reaching the earth also changes, because there is a change in the distance between sun and earth, therefore there is a change in the flux which is reaching the earth surface. Now in our last video we discussed, that is we seen the mean distance between the sun and earth, which is the r is equal to 1.5 into 10 to the power 11 meter, not kilometer. If we consider kilometer, then 10 to the power 8, but which is in the meter, therefore 1.5 into 10 to the power 11. Now after substituting the value of this r, that is the mean distance between the sun and earth, in equation 4 we will get H0 is equal to H, where r is the radius of the sun. Therefore the radius of the sun, we know that the radius of the sun is the 6.960 into 10 to the power 8 meter, and the square of that, therefore the square of this divided by r square, that is r square is the 1.5 into 10 to the power 11 square. Now the value of the H0, after doing the calculation, that is we know that the value of Hs also, the value of Hs is the, that is value of the H is the H0 is equal to, we calculate the value of H in our equation number 1. Okay, value of the h is in equation number 1. After substituting the equation number 1 in this equation, that is h is equal to 6.96 into, that is the 5.961 into 10 to the power 7 into 6.6960 into 10 to the power 8 square, and divide by 1.5 into 10 to the power 11 square. After doing the calculation, we will get the value of h0, and which is the h0 equal to 1353, that is 53 watt per meter square, and which is at the temperature 5762 Kelvin, which is the value of flux, that is the total flux which is emitted from the sun. This is the value of, and this is the solar constant. Why this is the solar constant? Because this is the total radiation emitted from the sun, total radiation emitted from the sun per unit time, per unit area. You know that not done by the intensity, so that per unit time and per unit area, and which is the perpendicular to, and which is the on the spherical surface, and which is perpendicular to the radiation of the sun, and which is at when the sun and earth is at the mean distance. That is, in the derivation we take the value of r is the 1.5 into 10 to the power 11 meter. Okay, so that this all happens when we consider the sun and earth is at the mean distance, that is the r is equal to 1.5 into 10 to the power 11 meter. So this is the value of the solar constant. Now the value of solar constant is not constant, but it varies with the season and somewhat with the solar activity. That is, there is some solar activity, that is the rotation of the sun, eclipses of the sun, all these activities. So this is not constant, which vary with the season. Now this is the value of solar constant, and which measure with the help of recent measurement, and which is the standard value, which we consider the standard value because we take the values of temperature and the mean distance between the sun and earth, which is the average values. That is this is the average value of the earth sun distance and the temperature of the sun, which is the 5762 Kelvin. This is the average temperature of the sun on the surface, and this is the average mean distance between the sun and earth. We considering these values, we calculate the value of solar constant, that is h0 is equal to 1353 watt per meter square, and the unit of the solar constant is the watt per meter square. Now as we seen this diagram shows the relationship between the sun earth relationship, that is this is the sun, this is the earth, and the angle subtended by the radiation at the earth's surface, this is the surface of earth, which is the 32 minute, that is the 0.53 degree, and the mean distance between the sun and earth is the 1.5 into 10 to the power 8 kilometer plus minus 1.7%, which is the uncertainty in that distance, that is in that measurement, and this is the mean distance. So this angle, which is subtended by the radiation at the earth's surface, is known as the angular divergence. Now the angular divergence is defined as angular divergence is given by delta theta. We take the symbol, that is delta theta, which is equal to 2 into capital R divided by small r, where capital R is the radius of the sun, and small r is the again mean distance between the sun and earth, and which is both of these values we also know, that is the r and small r. Now the value of r is the 6.960 into 10 to the power 8 meter, and this value of small r is the 1.5 into 10 to the power 11 meter. These are two values. After substituting the values of capital R and small r in a delta theta equation, we will get delta theta equal to 2 into 6.960 into 10 to the power 8 divided by 1.5 into 10 to the power 11, and this is also in meter, this is also in meter. Therefore meter get cancelled, and we will get the value of delta theta, which is equal to 9.28 into 10 to the power minus 3 radian. We know that the angular divergence is calculated in the radian, that is, this is the value in the radian, but we convert the radian into degree with the help of by multiplying this value by 180 divided by pi. Therefore delta theta equal to 9.28 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 180 divided by pi. The value of pi is 3.14. So after doing calculation, we will get the value of delta theta, which is 0.53 degree. This is the value of angular divergence, that is the angle subtended by this radiation at the earth's surface, and in minutes this value is the 32 minute. After converting the value of radian into degree, we will get the value 0.53, and after that we can also convert the value of 0.53 degree into minute, that is the 32 minute, and this is the value of angular divergence. This is all about the solar constant and the angular divergence. These two formulas are very important, that is the angular divergence. Now before we see, that is the solar radiation intensity, which we used in a solving problem, and we take the problem on this, that is the solar constant, in our next video. So we will continue our next video with the next topic, and we also discuss in our next video, that is the electromagnetic energy spectrum.